really wide and open. Immortals can shoot down anything.
Yeah.
Or let's say Stalkers can shoot down anything. So
there's also a lot of ramps and like a lot of opportunity for Cannon to drop against Zerg on this map. So that's why I don't like it personally in ZVT. But anyways, here we go. A smiley face coming out from our yellow Protoss, spawning in the bottom right. It's SMI's OneTrickPony.
what?
And in the top left, spawning as our blue Zerg, we have Complexity's Ryze down a game to OneTrickPony. You know, very, very one-sided match. I don't really know what Ryze's game plan was. I don't think he wanted to... he didn't really want to go for a muta fight. You could tell that from the way he opened. Very delayed third, kind of an odd build. And essentially he got smacked by that 2-1 timing. He had 0-0 on his lings and roaches. He had very heavy lings, and essentially those are useless against a 2-1.
He probably didn't see much of the build that OneTrickPony opened.
Yeah, I think he wasn't expecting that. You don't usually see builds like that, and this is a very fast drone scout out from our Zerg player. It looks like he's gonna be checking for the gateway expand and maybe trying a hatch first, but no, you can't hatch first on this map because behind your natural there's an incredible cannon rush spot. So
however, he's scouting right now. What if he builds a proxy hatchery?
No, that's stupid. He's going one gate. If the Protoss is going Nexus first, or like Forge Fast Expand, you can do the proxy hatchery. It works. But yeah, you can't do it against this. And he is going to go hatch first. Incredibly risky build on this map.
However, he's going to scout the gateway. So.
He's going to scout the gateway, which is fine. Like he's going to pull it off, but not something you want to do without the drone scout. Zerg players out there, because Protosses can wall off with one pylon behind your one pylon and a cannon behind your natural, and there's literally nothing you can do about it. Just Zerg tears everywhere when that happens. And we'll see how Ryze decides to play this out. He sees the one gate. You know, he can go for a fast gas, fast cool, and try to do a linking attack.
No, we have one more series. I think we do, right? One more matchup coming against Mushi and Drunken Boy. So this isn't our last game. There's one more game coming.
Yeah, I don't know if we're doing second round as well. Yeah, so we're doing one more, and then we're doing round 2. So me versus the winner of this matchup right now, and then Tubby the Fat versus the other loser bracket game
for Mushi and Drunken Boy.
Yeah,
two turns are knocked out, and 2 turns are knocked out. They're in losers bracket.
Yeah,
and you still think turns OP?
Yeah, I do actually. You know, very good units, very good mix of units, and you know, Ryze is able to block this Nexus, so it's all right. But we're seeing not even 400 minerals coming out, and if he loses this drone, I'm gonna face palm really hard. Okay, he doesn't, but it looked for a second like he was going to, and he's going up into the main. I don't like this because the mothership core, he should know, is going to come out right now and he's going to kill that drone, but it is actually going to sneak out. No, maybe. Yeah, it does.
Where's the Zealot? Oh, it's going to
the Zealot's going to push out on the map. One Zealot, one mothership core. It can harass against the fast third base really easily, and I think that's what he's looking to do. Very fast speed. He's not stopped the mining of gas. This is so weird from Ryze. Normally you get off... Oh, whoops, he isn't on 100 yet. Okay. Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's still mining more, yeah.
So, this is so weird.
That's what he did against you as well. He kept mining.
But like, Banelings are useless.
Wait, against Hydralisk. Wait, was it against you? Yeah, that was against
It was against me,
but
that's ZVZ. It's a very different matchup because the mothership core means that roaches are largely useless. I'm so curious as to how he's going to transition.
Maybe later.
He's going to tech up. It's got to be tech. He's not doing an all-in. Looking at production tab, we're seeing 8 lings, and I think he has 0 out right now. So it's going to be just 8 lings to pull off this single zealot. He's going to be able to capture it. Speed is, I can't see. Oh, speed is 40 seconds away from finishing, but regardless, we should see a layer once this queen pops out. I can only see, that's the only logical transition, but you know, as we saw last game, Ryze does not play according to what I would consider traditional, and this is a Roach Warren versus a mothership core. I guess it's going to be a big Roach Ling bus, but we're seeing out here 4 gateways from our Protoss player. He's got the forward watchtower, so we can actually see the Zerg army if he moves out with roaches, and Ryze still has yet to take that watchtower, so hopefully he goes there. And it looks like, yeah, he is going to see that Zealot at the watchtower, but the Zealot's actually not going to see the lings.
And both they're just passing by.
Yeah, he sees him now, but I don't think this build is going to work from Ryze because this mothership core is honestly just gonna use Photon Overcharge, and the roaches are gonna be forced to pull back. What are your thoughts, Massa? Does this seem
Well,
like
exactly. It's like, let's say Terran's pushing over with 6 Marines. They're not gonna do anything because of the Photon Overcharge.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen exactly the same way.
Yeah, and he's got the force fields as well. I mean, he could take down the gateways, but if he shoots the gateways, he's gonna be getting hit by Photon Overcharge, and he can't run by because there's force fields. So the layer's going down. This is so weird, so weird. It looks like this is almost Ryze saying, "I wish this was Wings of Liberty," because this build, could have worked in Wings of Liberty quite well, and very stubborn. Maybe he's frustrated after the last loss. But I don't know how this is going to work. He's still in 1 gas. He's making a layer. He doesn't have a third. So there, he's going 4 gases now. He is moving to take his third. Not going to be an all-in. He just made 10 roaches, and he's going to have to turn around here. He's not going to push in.
Actually, he can snack down the sentries now.
It doesn't matter. He can force field them out. He can't catch them. He's going to shoot this gateway. I don't know. He should be putting on Photon Overcharge. So there it goes.
And it's right in the range of shooting the roaches.
Yeah, exactly. That's why this gateway placement is so strong. He can actually harass a little bit here. He's using Mothership Core to do that. He's going to kill gateways, but when you look at the units lost, it's still favoring Protoss player. And actually, these lanes in the main, the Zealots killed them, but they were looking like they were doing a little bit of damage. And, yeah.
So, realistically, roaches are doing nothing right now.
Yeah, like the early roach pressure build was viable in Wings of Liberty. Not so much right now. We'll see how he decides to attack.
And he's way too oversaturated on both of the
he
bases.
hasn't taken a third. He is taking his third now. I think he forgot to take it because he did have enough money. Too much saturation of Evolution Chamber and a Hydra Den. And this is like one of those things where, yeah, if you wanted to go into Roach Hydra, then why did you make those 10 roaches? You knew that the Protoss couldn't really pressure you. If you wanted to play a standard game, you shouldn't have done that pressure. It's this half-assed pressure which kind of worked in Wings of Liberty, but the Mothership Core gives Protoss so many options. And we're seeing a Spore Crawler. Kind of a weird choice here, but maybe he thought they were DTs. Not sure.
Yeah.
Roach speed, missile attack, so he is going to do a Roach Hydra transition from behind. Third bases for both our players going down at almost the exact same times, and we're seeing a second forge again from... Oh no, this is the first forge, because he didn't go forge fast expand. So,
It is second forge.
No, this is the first.
No, it's the second.
Oh yeah, he
One
made,
is in the main,
made
yeah.
one in his main, yeah.
Somebody's asking if you contaminate a Nexus, can you still use Photon Overcharge? Can you?
That's a good question. I think it does. I've never tried that. But if someone knows, you can post that in the chat. I haven't played Heart of the Swarm enough to know that. But you're Korean, you should know things like this. I don't know what you're asking me for.
It should be actually, because it stops inject in terms of hatchery. So.
Yeah. Okay, so Spire coming down here. Much too late. I mean, he doesn't have enough gas to really transition well into a Spire tech. He's only on 4 gases right now. He's putting down his 5th and 6th, but he can't support his current tech with the transition. If Anda moves out for a push like he did last game, which is what it looks like he's doing, like the build is almost identical, just with a slightly different start. Actually, he is going for Zealot legs with charge. I don't like this actually. 2 robos and charge.
They are going to be effective against Hydras, I guess.
Yeah, actually, like this Muta, if he does go Mutas, this could be really good because he's going double robo, charge, very anti-ground centric army, and High Templars now, so it looks like it's going to be a Zealot Archon composition, which naturally would lead the Zerg to make a lot of roaches because roaches counter Zealots and Archons quite well. However, by transitioning into double robo, he's going to make 2 immortals out of this.
Yeah.
And I think what he's doing is he's baiting a max out on roaches from our Zerg player Ryze, and then he's going to use these 2 robos to power a lot of immortals. However, I think this Ryze is going to scout this. He's going to see the 2 robos, and hopefully he's going to make some Hydras here.
Actually, he's making.
Yeah, he's making 15 Hydras. Yep. So this is really good for Ryze. But at the same time, he's only up 6-7 supply, and in a position like this, he's still got the upgrade disadvantage. It's 1-0 versus 2-1. It's going to be 2-1. I don't think Ryze is going to be able to hold here. He doesn't have enough stuff. He doesn't have the... he just lost all his roaches, and quite frankly, he's got nothing to tank damage for these Hydras. If OneTrickPony decides to push in here. Zealot Legs is really going to let these Zealots get close to the Hydra comp. He does have the high ground, and it looks like Anda's being very careful about pushing in here. We should see a Robo Bay. That'd be the most logical transition because we saw all these Hydras, but Immortals, despite doing the extra damage against armored units, are not bad at all against Hydras. Not good, but you know they'll still do quite a bit of damage. And a small Roach counterattack on the left side while the main army of Anda is kind of getting split up here. He could lose all these sentries if he's not careful. He needs to pay attention. There he goes. He needs to start forcing those out. There he goes. Losing a couple sentries. If you look at the units lost, it's very even. Very different from last game. And these forward pylons are going to go down. We're going to see Anda retreating. Knowing that the Zerg is forced onto 3 bases, he does have his 4th, but it looks like the 4th is going to go down here. Recall is available. So there's no risk at all to Protoss Force unless the Mothership Core gets sniped here. Probably no recall necessary. And save that Mothership Core energy. Almost at 200, which will allow him to make a Time Warp and a recall. Still available, and I think we should be seeing a High Templar Storm transition. That's exactly what we're seeing. Protoss Weapons number 3 is on its way. Storm is coming, and Anda just needs to buy time for Storm. He should have some High Templar warped in somewhere to start building energy for them. Wow, Nexus on the left side. This is...
hatchery.
Well, like, he's denying the 4th base, but he can't even afford to do it, so this is just dumb. I'm sorry, there's no other way.
Well, he's maxed.
Yeah, he's maxed. But like, I guess he's just denying it. And wow, big engagement in the middle of the map. Tons of roaches going down. Nice force field here from Anda, but I think he needs to pull back and get more and more wait for his storms, because that's really what's going to melt this Roach Hydra composition. Looking at units lost, it's actually still in favor of the Protoss. These upgrades are going to go, but Protoss is on the back foot. He's retreating. Zealots coming out here, but those Zealots are not really going to be very effective against this Roach Hydra army composition. If we look at the upgrades, though, it's going to be 3-2 and against 2-0, and that's a big advantage for the Protoss as this game gets later and later. There's no economic advantage right now for the Zerg player. 4th base going down in the bottom left. It's obviously going to die. This army's actually trapped. He's going to call out an Immortal here, and if Ryze gets the right engagement, this could turn around.
He should be flanking right now.
Yeah, he should. But at the same time, there's no Mothership Core with this army, so Ryze knows that this army needs to kind of pull back. And these force fields are going to go down, splitting off a lot of the Hydras from doing any damage, but big planes coming in here. Changeling's getting dropped behind. It looks like, actually, the units lost half. It's starting to favor the Zerg player right now. This whole army of Anda is going down. Ryze doing tons and tons of damage here. What a great engagement for him. Still no 4th base. He's taking his 4th and his 5th at the same time. Left side base is going down. Units lost 3,000 in favor of Ryze.
And I believe he sniped down the Mothership Core.
And
yeah,
I guess
there was the reason he could do that.
And that, yeah, and like that's why you really need to keep that Protoss Mothership Core alive. Too aggressive on the map right now, and Ryze looking in a really good spot. He should be spreading more creep, because this Roach Hydra army is so much more effective. I don't see any High Templar. He's got no Storm. He can come in here and end the game.
Yeah, frankly, he got the Storm upgrade, but he didn't get a High Templar.
Yeah.
So.
And he's still making Immortals. He's just now getting his Robotics Bay, but I don't know why he kept making Immortals. Great against pure Roaches, not that great against Roach Hydra, unless you have that Storm to back it up and counter those Hydras pretty hard. There's no wall off here for the Protoss player. Just a ton of pylons at his 3rd base, and he's going to have a tough time getting in here because his Archon Zealot, actually these pylons are going to play against them quite a bit in this engagement, which is largely going to happen. Two Swarm Hosts, and we're seeing a Swarm Host transition now from our Zerg player.
Actually, Zerg is pulling everything back.
Yeah,
he
looks like he's going to his 4th. I don't like this decision at all. I mean, he could have ended the game. He's giving Anda a chance to come back with these sick upgrades and the 2 Colossus, which are going to come out. Once these 2 Colossus are out, I think the game's going to turn around, because there's no way that he can push in here. Not that many sentries, but, I mean, quite frankly, 3-2 Protoss with Colossus means that the Zerg just can't move up. And I don't know why he's running up this ramp. This is the worst place to engage. Oh, he could catch this Colossus. Wow, that is awful. That is awful. And there's actually, all the sentries went down, so this is going to be quite good for Ryze. Ryze catching a bunch of these probes off guard, going to the 4th base, and knowing that he's oversaturated a lot of his bases. And we're seeing at the natural Ryze pushing in again, but this is not a good choke for him to go into. He's got to push in here and do some serious damage. There's no tech transition here from Ryze. I mean, normally you'd see a High or a Spire or something to deal with this double Colossus transition. but instead he's trying to lay the pressure on, and I guess.
And you can snipe down another Mothership Core? Nope.
No, he should be dropping a Time Warp. And actually this Mothership Core is at full energy, so I think he might have had it from before. One Colossus here, 2 more on the way. Ryze getting caught way out of position. Lose a ton of units here. Units lost, still favoring him, but wow, that was a great engagement for Anda. You can see those 3/3 upgrades really coming into play. Oh, and there's the Vipers coming out right now, but there is Templar text, so nice feedbacks come out from our Protoss player.
The 4th gets sniped
Could be
down.
okay. 4th is sniped. At this point of the game, Zerg main is mined out. Zerg natural is going to be mined out soon. What this means is that 4th base is incredibly important for the Zerg to keep. And 2 DTs are going there. This could be game-ending for the Zerg player. He's down to 3 bases. He's going to lose this 4th to 2 DTs, and that is just an awful feeling for him. He's done so well in the mid-game, got some great engagements, but his economy is now actually going to be behind the Protoss. Worker count is dead even, 66 to 67. 4th base is actually faster for our Protoss player. These 2 Swarm Hosts have actually been really annoying, 5 kills on it. No Observer out right now for OneTrickPony.
Oh, the Vipers don't have energies.
Yeah, Vipers need to start that consume, build up their energy, and avoid the feedback at all costs. If we look at the unit tab, we see actually only a single High Templar, but now he sees the Vipers, so he should be warping in more to find a way to deal with those Abducts. That Yoink is just so damn strong. What else? Right side of the base, we're going to see the 4th try to go down again. We got 3 spines here. Actually, these Zealots should be more than enough to clean up these spines, and there's no reinforcements on the way. Ryze has got to be perfect with this engagement. He's got to pull in these Colossus. His army has so many Roaches. Roaches are not very good. Pull goes down. Pull goes down, but they can just walk away because he didn't pull them into the army. He pulled them into just a few Hydras, and units lost now is almost even, but economy is still favoring our Protoss player. This 4th base is going down for the Zerg. Ryze in the production tab, we see 34 Roaches en route, and I don't like this because there's still 4 Immortals on the map. There's 3 Colossus. There's an Archon. These are all great units against Roaches, and I know Ryze is thinking in his head that he wants to. They just traded armies. He wants to do a lot of damage and transition into these cheap units that he can throw away. But at the same time, transitioning into all these Roaches is throwing away a lot of resources. And Anda's perfectly content to sit back on 3 base. OneTrickPony is perfectly content to sit back on 3 bases. 4 bases now that he's an economic advantage. So Ryze is going to have to move in here, try to end it. But I don't think he can against all these Immortals. +3 attack, just finishing now for the Zerg player. That's going to be really big here. Aggressive High Templars here, feedbacking all the Vipers except for 1. There goes the last one. No energy on them at all. These 3 Colossus are certainly going to be enough to hold off this force. And I guess he saw it with an Observer, I'm not sure. But nonetheless, Ryze not keeping track of his army, Immortal walking by the entire army. And if we look at the army tab, it is a little bit favoring actually the Zerg still, but once the Protoss maxes out, actually there's a 13 worker advantage for the Protoss, which is why the supplies are so even, but the army advantage is actually so close. Very cost-efficient army right now from the Protoss. Complete opposite from the Zerg. Normally a Zerg, you'd be like, okay, I'm going to have a really cost-efficient army, but I'm going to have a ton of larvae and a huge bank to back it up. We have not really enough of a bank to justify having such a cost-inefficient army, losing all the Vipers, and Ryze looking like he's going to save his 4th for now, but losing the 5th base. Again, economy is heavily favoring the Protoss player, mining 1,500 minerals per minute versus 1,000. That is soon going to drop as its 3rd base gets mined out for Ryze. OneTrickPony does not like to make cannons at his bases, so some counterattacks from lanes could have done really well, but actually these Vipers could yoink the Colossus out. Nope, not getting close enough to do that. We're seeing 4 High Templars now from the Protoss army, so even if he is able to grab all these Colossus and all these Immortals, which I don't think he will be able to, he's still got to deal with the High Templars, and the main hive is going to go down. There's no way that Ryze gets back in time to save it. He's trying to transfuse it, but there's 4 Dark Templars, which take this down so quick. Pulling his entire army back, and as he pulls his army from main, OneTrickPony moving into the 4th base. Very basic stuff. You know, do a drop, pull the army back, and then move into the 4th. StarCraft 101 right there. Ryze.
He still has more bank, but
he has bank, but he has no economy. His 4th base is down. You see a 5th going up for the Protoss player. He's going to need to essentially get an engagement where he kills this Protoss Death Ball, which, by the way, is massive. And then, yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to do that because this is a great angle. Oh, wow, there's no force fields, and these storms are going to melt all the hydras. Look at that. Wow. That is absolutely disgusting. And as a Zerg player, that is, oh, that's awful. Oh, no. 5 Overseers, and there's the GG. Well played. Ryze just not transitioning into higher tech early enough. I mean, he killed that base on the right side.